Hello everybody. So today's video is just me showing you how to use this worksheet that we're going to be working with for our Defending Whitman project. So as we go into this project, the first thing that I wanted you to do is kind of figure out what your specific claim is going to be and figure out some quotes that you want to use and why you want to use those quotes. So this is the worksheet that I have for you. When you open it up, you can open it up in Teams or you can open it up in Word online. I wouldn't recommend downloading the document. Just work with it online. That way it saves your work automatically and then I can still view it. So the first thing that you're going to want to do, obviously, is put your name and the date and whatever period you're in. And then down here, the first thing that you need to do is figure out what is your claim gonna be. And don't necessarily try and figure out your claim by just pulling it out of your head and then trying to find quotes that match with it. You might want to go through the book and look at the 4 poems that we read, or the 4 sections of the poem that we read, and figure out what's standing out to you. What do you see, what quotes do you see that prove that Walt Whitman is not an egotist, and how do they all connect to each other? What are they all doing as a whole? And then you can kind of figure out your claim. But to give you an example, something that you could put is maybe Walt Whitman is not an egotist and his poetry is not overly focused on himself. In fact, his poetry focuses on the collective community of humankind. Now, if you want to steal my topic, you can steal my topic, but you do need to put this into your own words. Don't steal my exact thesis. But so if this is my claim, if I'm saying he's not an egotist, his poetry focuses on the collective community of humankind, then presumably I have some quotes from a few of his poems that prove this claim true. So we're going to look at, I'm going to give you an example of one quote and how you would fill out these boxes down here. So a quote that I could choose, if we go back and look at, sorry, I opened the wrong tab. If we go back and look at the first section of Walt Whitman's poem, remember that we had these lines right here. I celebrate myself and sing myself, and what I assume you shall assume, for every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. So I might want to steal these lines, or kind of specifically this line right here, line 3. So I might write that quote down. I might say, for every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. And I also want you to make sure that you're citing what section and what lines you're getting this from, because if you just put line 3, then I don't know which section you're looking at. So you want to tell me, okay, I'm looking at section 1, and I'm looking at line 3 for this. So section 1, line 3. And then the next thing that you want to do is look at, what is my reasoning? Why did I pick this quote? And the reason that I picked this quote is because if we're looking at Walt Whitman talking about humanity as a larger community, a collective whole, this section right here is where he talks about, he identifies himself as an individual, but he also connects himself to people. For every atom belonging to me as good belongs to you. Every atom I have in my body, you also have in your body. So that's something that I could write here. Maybe Whitman stresses that as much as he is an individual, he is also part of a greater community. And I want to stress too that he doesn't just say as good belongs to humans or to everyone. He says to you. So I want to say that this community is one the reader themselves is a part of. So now I'm done with my first column. I've got my claim, I have one quote that supports it, I've got my section and line number, and then I also have my reasoning for why I included that quote. So that's how this works, and you'll go through the 4 sections of Whitman's Song of Myself that we read, and you'll want to look for quotes to fill in these 3 boxes as well, and make sure you're getting section and line numbers for those, and you're getting your reasoning for those. And make sure that you're identifying quotes from at least 3 up here. We have at least 3 of the 4 sections we read. You don't have to use all of them, but you do have to use at least 3 of the 4 sections. Don't use one poem to defend yourself. Use at least 3 of those sections. And you'll notice point value wise, your claim is going to be a big chunk. It's going to be 10 points. Just for your claim. I want you to make sure that you are writing your own claim. So again, you can use my idea here. You can talk about the collective community of humankind, but do not steal my phrasing. Come up with your own phrasing, put it into your own words. And then each of these boxes right here is worth 5 points, making this section worth 20 points. And same thing down here. Each box is 5 points, worth 20 points total, this section. So make sure that you're filling out every single piece of the worksheet, that you don't skip anything and lose points just because you missed something. And I'll be posting an announcement because I'm gonna have some office hours and do a live meeting with y'all to talk about this chart and the next part of our activity. So do your best with the claim. Don't stress too much about it, because I can always help you develop your claim further after you've written it into this worksheet. For right now, I just want you to get like a rough draft down of a claim, and then we can go from there.